An interesting show today, and as I did with 1984 at 5, Diver Down at 6. Interesting. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it, and thank you for the kind words.
All right. Take care, man.
You too. How about we see what Sean in Texas has to say? Hey, Sean.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, man.
Yeah, I'm going to rank my 6 in order of how often I listen to each album.
Okay.
Okay. Number 6 is Diver Down. Number 5 is Fair Warning. Number 4 is Van Halen 2. 3 is Women and Children First. 2 is 1984. And the number 1 is Van Halen 1.
That might be the highest we've had 1984 yet in the early going here. I think the consensus is going to be, without a doubt, I think when we're all done with this, and thank you, Sean, for sharing that, my take is you're going to have Diver Down at 6, Van Halen 1 at 1. And obviously there's going to be some people that aren't going to do that, but I think that's going to be the consensus takeaway. And if you look at it that way, then the middle 4 and where they slot in is what's going to make this really interesting as we go. Because, I mean, it's so tough because these records are so great. I mean, Van Halen 2 isn't a far cry off from Van Halen 1. But when you look at how Van Halen 2 opens, it opens with a cover. And, you know, I know I just said that I heard Eddie Van Halen say in that interview, you know, that he felt back when Diver Down came out that the covers that they did should have been viewed as more of their songs and not just a cheap way of not writing songs, but they're covers. They're still not written by them. So You're No Good opens Van Halen 2, cover song, into Dance the Night Away, which is a great song. But the poppier side of Van Halen, without a doubt, but a great song, undeniable. And then he goes, Somebody Get Me a Doctor, which is massive, Bottoms Up, Out of Love Again, Light Up the Sky, Spanish Fly, DOA, Women in Love, Beautiful Girls. DOA, one of my favorites on the record, Light Up the Sky, one of my favorites. It's so tough. But I'm just saying that, I'm just reading down that track list on Van Halen 2 because not as bulletproof as Van Halen 1, but pretty darn close. But I give the nudge to Women and Children over 2. I don't know. I've always been a Women and Children guy, and I don't understand why. Like, to me, Women and Children's definitely better than Fair Warning. And I like it better than 2. Cradle, Everybody Wants Some, Fools. The open of Fools might be the heaviest thing Van Halen ever did. From the way it opens into the main riff. Romeo Delight, beyond kick-ass, opened a million Van Halen shows. Tora Tora, ridiculously heavy, into Loss of Control. Take Your Whiskey Home. Could This Be Magic? You know, the one quirky moment, if you will, in a simple rhyme. And then the end of the record, which isn't even, I guess, is technically part of In a Simple Rhyme, the riff. Dun, dun, dun. I mean, that's ridiculously heavy and great. I'm very confident with my Women and Children at number 2. I really stand behind that. But I know it's tough. I know it's tough. Let's see what Mike in Pennsylvania has to say. Hey, Mike.
Yeah, I got number 6. I have Diver Down. Number 5. I have 1984. 4. Fair Warning. 3. Women and Children. 2 Van Halen 1 and 1 Van Halen 2.
Whoa! I thought you were absolutely going to go 1, 2 at the top.
No, I like. You almost made me move Women and Children up one notch with your insight right before you took my call, but I don't know.
But the shocker is you've got Van Halen 2 at number 1 and Van Halen 1 at 2, right?
Yeah.
So your all-time favorite Van Halen album is Van Halen 2?
Yes, correct.
By the way, I don't have a problem with any of this because they're all great records. So it's not like I'm like, you're crazy.
I really love, I actually like the cover of You're No Good a lot, and I like you said, Dance the Night Away is a really good song, and Bottoms Up is a great song, and DOA is probably one of my favorite all-time Van Halen songs.
I know. I mean, that's what makes this so difficult. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate you calling in. I get it. By the way, great point made by Mike. The covers are great. I mean, Dancing in the Street, take it or leave it there, but the cover of Where Have All the Good Times Gone is great. The cover of You're No Good is great. It's dark. It's heavy. The open with the bass stuff from Michael Anthony. So I'm not dissing the covers. There's some of them that I like. Cover Pretty Woman is, cool. I love Intruder, the beginning part. Which, again, in that interview I heard, and in several books, all of that had been explained. The whole reason Diver Down came about is because they just wanted to do a single, and they were going to cover. In this interview I just listened to last night from '82, Eddie Van Halen said originally they wanted to do Dancing in the Streets and just put that out as a single. And Eddie wasn't feeling doing that one as the lone song they decided to do. And then somebody said Pretty Woman, and they decided to do that. And then because they wanted to make this elaborate video for the song, the video
number one. The vast majority of lists I'm seeing have either Fair Warning or Women and Children First at number one. Diver Down clearly in the last spot for most of them. So, for instance, William Ruto, sorry if I'm butchering your name, buddy, has Fair Warning at number one, and then Van Halen 1 at number 2. Matt Larson has Women and Children First at number 1, and then Fair Warning at number 2. And as I continue to go down, No Virus Inside LLC, Fair Warning at number 1. Scotty D, Fair Warning at number 1. Dave Maniac, Fair Warning at number 1. The first time I've seen one, Tyler Adams says Van Halen 2 is his favorite. And it's just Fair Warning, Fair Warning, Fair Warning. And
have you seen anybody with Women and Children at 1?
Just one. I've got one. Yes, just one. And I'm going to make this guy's day right now because he's a troll. Hey, Bash and Brian, how would you like to suck my balls, Mr. Garrison?
What is that? What just happened there?
This dude is trolling me online, saying I don't know what I'm talking about.
Don't
you hang out with Lindsay and Nick too much. Suck my balls, dude.
Don't fall with that stuff, please. All right, let's get back to the phones. Interesting. Fair Warning at 1. And on a lot of the online stuff, again, I know Fair Warning is the one that a lot of people point to. I don't. Again, it's tough talking about this stuff because we all love all these records, I know, but running down Fair Warning, Mean Street, obviously great song. Dirty Movies, different kind of vibe, great. Sinner Swing kicks ass. Hear About It Later, my favorite song on the record. I know people worship Unchained. I know I caught holy hell for not having Unchained when we did the Van Halen Top 20. I like Unchained. It's not in my top Van Halen songs. I know that's sacrilege to a lot of people. Push Comes to Shove, weird. So This Is Love, more of a poppy vibe, but cool. Sunday Afternoon in the Park, just a weird sound effect vibe, basically. And One Foot Out the Door is kind of trippy. So that's why I don't get where the Fair Warning stuff comes from, because yeah, I love it, but I'm already telling you, Dirty Movie's a little weird, it's good, but Sinner Swing, great. Mean Street, great. Hear About It Later, great. Unchained, for me, I like it, but it's not. Push Comes to Shove, weird, great guitar solo, but weird. So This Is Love, good poppy sort of song. Sunday Afternoon in the Park is just like a weird, dark, open thing into One Foot Out the Door, which is kind of weird too. But people love Fair Warning, and there's Fair Warning for you. You put that up against Cradle Will Rock. Everybody wants some. Fools. Romeo Delight, Tora Tora into Loss of Control. Take Your Whiskey Home. Could this be Magic, the only sort of quirky thing on there? In a Simple Rhyme. Right down to the last riff. 34 minutes of just crushing. I will stand behind my women and children selection at number 2. I'm not even bringing the first album into the conversation because I think it's clear cut that it's the one, but the number 1. But that's what makes this fun. Here's Michelle in New Hampshire.